I promise you guys, if you understand this theory, whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, guaranteed your account will grow. This theory, this concept is called the Maslow theory. And if you apply this for your social media and your personal branding, I guarantee 100% that you will have much better results than all the other strategies and tactics you've heard before. So, what is the Maslow theory? The funny thing is, you guys have probably heard about this when you were in university or in high school. Maslow theory is basically a conceptual framework of how we humans are psychologically broken down into. So, at the bottom of the pyramid, we have these psychological needs, and that is essential for any single human on our planet. And then, how it works is it basically goes up towards the top of the pyramid. And so by satisfying every single type of need, we progressively categorize into other categories when we basically satisfy the one need. So basically, once we have the psychological needs, we then urge for safety and security. Once we have that, we have love and belonging. Then we have self-esteem, and then we have self-actualization. Now, why am I explaining you guys this theory and how is this relevant for personal branding? It is for the following reasons. Psychological needs for all humans. You guys have to understand that every single content that you post online, there has to be an emotional trigger. There has to be an effect where the audience is somehow engaged and you want your content to result some emotional condition. So you want your audience, in other words, to react a certain emotional way. And so what are some of the emotional ways? Well, you can basically just look at this triangle. And if you, for example, look at the safety and security, topics or content about health, employment, property, family, and social stability, you have to understand that these psychological factors, if you create a content that revolves around these type of sensitive factors, I would say, then your psychological triggers would be more, I would say, engaging, and therefore more people would emotionally react to your video. Use this framework again, as I mentioned, to create content ideas. Content should revolve around one of the needs. So if your content revolves around all of the needs, then I can say 100% that video is going viral. But if you're unsure, which psychological need or which type of topic you guys want to you know touch or surface, that firstly depends on the niche of the type of videos that you guys post. But once you have found your niche, then you can identify the strategy by understanding what type of psychological insecurity or psychological disadvantages these people have. For example, if I'm doing sports content, then I would, for example, look at self esteem, because a lot of athletes face low confidence, low achievements, they don't get a lot of respect, and they need to be motivated often. So I would look at self esteem, and I would identify some of the disadvantages within that specific category that leads to self esteem. If your content is, for example, I don't know, about dating, about women, and lover boy methods, for example, where you post beautiful videos of yourself, then you have to look at love and belonging, because then you can identify topics that revolve around friendship, family, intimacy, and sense of connection. And once you guys understand specifically the psychological needs of every human, essentially, then it's much easier for your content to literally capture the audience. The most viral content is triggered at the bottom of the triangle. Now, this is logically self evident because the most basic psychological need for us is obviously breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. And it's hence why on TikTok, for example, we can see that videos around, for example, Israel and Palestine, the war, or videos about kids hungry, or about homeless people and shelters, and like other stuff revolving around these basic needs. Those videos are the most popular videos on these social media platforms because they trigger the majority of the person's psychological needs, which is these basic factors. Lower your ego, post what they want. Now, this is absolutely important for you to realize, because once you understand this triangle, you'll realize that you're not making content for you. I see a lot of creators out there, they literally make content for themselves and talk about the stuff they want to talk about, and they don't apply any strategy because they got this ego and think, this would work out. No, you should follow a strategy. You always have to understand what the audience wants. Now, does that mean that you basically, post content what the audience tells you to do? Well, yes, I guess some people do that on OnlyFans and Patreons, but you also want to have some authenticity and some integrity. So you want to, post content that is happy for you, but at the same time you satisfy your audience. Last but not least, imagine you were a viewer. Now every time, and I do this every single day, every time I post a video, I try to sit in my shoes and imagine I was a viewer who's literally, has nothing to do or has no idea what I'm about to say or talk about, and then I watch the video. How will I react as a viewer? I hope that this Maslow theory, that these Maslow effects will help you understand how these audiences and how these viewers think, and they should certainly help you in creating more popular content.